Hello everyone, I am Dr. Rakesh. I am a medical practitioner, diabetologist. Now I am working for a clinical research. I am an author of a book and also I am an entrepreneur. Today I want to speak something which is very close to my heart and you can say it's my life purpose also. That's about the health. Before that, I wanted to submit something. I have to make a submission here. Today, if you ask me, what am I? What are my three most important, or you can say my signature qualities? The first thing is I'm unstoppable. Secondly, I'm a relentless action taker. And thirdly, I'm never a people pleaser. If you ask me the same question at least a year ago, I would have taken a right about turn. It's totally opposite of what I just said now. Being said so, I wanted to tell you in this live session, whatever I am going to speak, you are going to take a right about turn just like me. So let's deep dive into the topic or the discussion which I wanted to make. Let's say, let me ask you a question. They say that Bhagavad Gita have so many chapters and so many slokas just because the receiver, the Arjuna, was asking so many questions to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Because he was capable of asking so many questions, Bhagavad Gita became such a immensely knowledgeable book which we have, or we can say it's such a great gift to the humankind. Not just Bhagavad Gita, there are so many other such books written, narrated by so many big people. What I want to say, ask here is, what is the most important thing to you? Please don't tell me the usual things which people keep saying. I would rather call it as a template answers. My parents, my children, my spouse, those are not truly important things. I'm not denying the fact that they're really important for us, but I'm asking you, what is the most important thing in your life? For that thing, you are ready to give everything. You're ready to sacrifice anything. Not during a crisis or at the end of or the climax or while you're jumping off the cliff of a mountain regularly in every day. Just like they say 24/7 or 365 days a year, what is the most important thing? While you are sleeping or while you are awake, you'll be astonished to listen to this. The most important thing for every one of us, except 2 to 3% of the entire population, the most important thing is money, the revenue, the income. Is it wrong? Absolutely not. I'm not saying that. Money is really important and it is always important. Whenever our children or our spouse uh, ask something for us, if something is related to money, which we are working at that time, then we don't leave it away and go and attend to our parents or our children or our spouse. Not like in an emergency situation, but when everything is going good, do we leave our job or our work and we go and attend to them? No? Most of the times it's no. It's, being said so, more than money or the income, what is more important than money? More important than money is the opinions of the people. We are surrounded by people, but what we listen to is their opinions. Most of the time, we are ready to sacrifice that money also for the opinions of the people. to get the best opinion of the person. Let me explain this. In my career, almost for like 4 decades, I've seen people, and for almost near to 2 decades, I've seen patients because that's my profession. I've never seen a person taking a loan or spending more than what he can afford to for health. We are ready to spend for diseases. Why? Because disease is painful. Disease comes with a suffering. Disease is so unpleasant. All of our sensations become unpleasant if we carry a disease along with us. But in case of health, that unpleasantness, that kind of emergency or urgency will never arise. Why? This makes me remember a very beautiful or wonderful story which I have heard. So many innumerable people have said this story, but first time I heard from none other than Gaur Gopal Das. And that story remained with me forever. For very, very long time, I carry that story and I keep listening to that story in my own mind. Once upon a time, on a balcony which was facing the road, there's an elderly woman who was sitting on a chair and she was knitting something. And the passers-by were going on the road. At one moment, the little cat which she was uh, having at her home was sitting in the balcony, and now and then it was giving a cry, a silent cry, but it was sitting there. One of the passerby just asked the elderly woman, "Why is that cat crying?" The elderly woman replied that the cat is sitting on a tiny nail which was peeping out from that wooden floor, and that tiny nail, it was very small and it was very tiny. It was pricking the cat, but the cat was not getting away from getting up and moving to other place. The passerby asked, why isn't the cat getting a go out or move aside and sit somewhere where the nail is not pricking it?" The elderly woman gave a very beautiful reply. She said, "The pain is not big enough." That's what happens in disease. In a disease or illness or ailment, the pain is so big that we immediately jump into action. But for health, it doesn't come. The deterioration of health will cause pain and suffering, but health itself will not come as an emergency or urgency. So that's why we should be planned, we should be prepared, and we should be proactively working towards our health. So, my friends, the takeaway message is health is not the most important thing in our life, but for anything which is important in life, health is the one thing which will come and which will be in the aid of achieving that. Whether you want revenue, whether you want results, or the recognition, what I call the triple R formula: revenue, recognition, and results. For all of this, health is the most important tool which everyone need to possess that. So taking care of health is most difficult thing in the world. Why? Because to take care of health, it's not like making a promise or shouting out a punch dialogue. I used to love punch dialogues because it's so short, crisp, and it will deliver the information which is required. But for punch dialogue, it won't work. What works is in the when it comes to health, it's not the punch dialogue; it's the long essays which work. It means that I cannot choose to be healthy at this moment and choose. and remain like that forever because it's so difficult. Health comes at a price, not just money, but the discipline, the consistency, the effort, the everlasting effort. It's very easy to make the promise, it's very easy to break the promise. But to keep up the promise, not at all. Because we always drift from the promise. We always drift from the health. If you want to have health, the first thing that needs to be corrected is find out what is important to you. If you say your children are important to you, then it means that you have to be utmost careful to be healthy as long as you live. My mentor, Rajesh Murthy, keeps saying, die young, but delay as much as possible. But today, we are living for longer time, but dying before our last breath. It's not important when we die, but it's important what inside us die. So always be careful about your health because health doesn't come with a suffering, health doesn't come with a promise, doesn't come with a guarantee. What can guarantee is you can be consistent, you can be relentless when it comes to health. Because when children grow up, when their is about to happen, or they are married and blessed with a child, that's the time we should be most healthy because at that time they need us, right? Not in our retirement. It's not for us to enjoy or to go to break every boundaries and to go roam around. It's the time when we support our children, we nurtured them well, we helped them to achieve the heights what they've imagined in their life, but we should always also be available to them physically and mentally. Saying, being said so, I wanted to tell you a small story which happened not long ago in the last 3 months. One of my neighbor was blessed with a child, a small little girl, baby girl. She was so cute, she was so good. Both the parents had come to visit, bless the child and enjoy the celebrations. But the day the child was brought to home, one of the parents fell ill. In the midnight, he had to run to the hospital to get a ultrasound abdomen. But ultrasound abdomen was not easily available at that time of the hour. So he had to roam around 3 to 4 different hospitals, then wait for the doctor to come, then do the ultrasound, and then found that there were stones in the gallbladder. So to remove the gallbladder, they had to visit the surgeon next day, and the surgeon said she needs pre-anesthetic checkup. They went for the pre-anesthetic checkup. They found that she has some heart problem. They went to cardiologist. Cardiologist examined her everything, and he said she needs some kind of medicines. After taking the medicines, they told because considering her age, it's better to get a health checkup done. They got the health checkup done, and then they found her she had the uterine problem also. In the amidst of so much of enjoyment, the fatherhood, the person was not able to be with the child. He was roaming around with the parent in search of in search of some kind of relief for her. But the sad thing is, they were searching for more and more disease to be surfaced for that elderly woman. The couple were more worried about the child, but more than the child, they were worried about the parent. And he had to spend almost a week running around the hospitals and the insurance companies and to get a surgery done. And the father, my neighbor, was so much worried that what kind of infection he would bring back home. So sad, so sad. So, coming back to our topic, start writing what is the most important thing what you will do. Whatever it may come, you will do that. What is that important thing? For an entrepreneur, his business is important. It's not the money. He would have hired so much of money, but the most important thing for him is his business. How to take it to a next level, because that is the potential which he holds, and the potential, the value he can give to the community, and how the community respects that value by giving back the revenue. The revenue is important, but what is that which takes you to that pinnacle, that zenith of your life? Think about it. It might take 2 days, 3 days, or even a week, or even a year. But if you find out that that which is so important to you, then health becomes your plan B. Health can never become a plan A. Whatever it may come, health can never become a plan A. Disease can become. A, a family member suffering from a cancer or from a heart attack, that becomes a priority, that becomes important, that becomes the most urgent, pressing task. We will leave aside everything and we'll go for that. But for health, it never happens like that. But for health, you have it is always a plan B. So find your plan A so that the plan B will become robust and it lays down its own path. You will get everything necessary to lay down that path, but the first thing, the first and foremost thing is finding your ikigai. What is ikigai? The purpose of life, which can bring you revenue, which can bring you recognition, and which can bring the results which you intended to get. It should be purposeful, it should be meaningful, and it should be resourceful, and it should also get the revenue. So once you find the your most important thing, please ping me. We'll talk more and more about the plan B, but not now, some other time. But before saying a goodbye, I wanted to give you a hint, a tip which is very, very useful. Before our birth, how did we get connected to our mother in the womb? Through the umbilical cord. And where is that umbilical cord connected to us? Navel region. Lay down your hand on the navel region and ask yourself, what is that most important thing for me, so that everything else is taken care in my life. My parents, my children, my spouse, and my community and my society, everything is taken care. You put a hand on your navel and ask it. Ask several times until unless it gives you what is important to you. You can start writing down. And one fine day when your navel speaks to you, you will be 100% sure and you need not ask anyone. You are sure. You are 100% sure what it is. So signing off, thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.